All right. Good morning, students. Thank you for joining us again for day 2 of our mobile learning masterclass. I hope you guys had fun yesterday. Today we are now going to continue. And the cool thing is today we are going to change our program a little bit, but we'll explain that because we're going to jump straight into those technical elements. So before we start today, and I see students are still joining us, I'd just like to ask Dr. Denjal Chetty to do the welcoming for day 2 of our show, and then we're going to hand over to Richard Wright, who's going to then cover basically what did we do yesterday, the key takeaways, and what we're going to tackle today. So over to you, Dr. Chetty.
Thank you so much, David, and a very good morning to all our students and colleagues that are joining us on the call. It's an exciting day 2 of our training session. Yesterday, we launched this particular initiative with day 1 of the mobile learning and looking at how we can actually master the mobile devices for our teaching and learning environment, specifically for you as students, in terms of how do you harness those skills for your online examination, your online learning. And if I looked at yesterday's engagements, it was quite positive with many students actively engaging, but also taking back the competencies. And I'm hoping that in day 2, as we proceed further, that the students will continue that same trajectory, but build up in terms of the competencies they've learned and master these skills more further as well. So we wish you all the best as you proceed in day 2. And we do look forward for some of your positive responses as we conclude day 3 tomorrow to see how impactful this training has. So thank you very much, David, and I wish you and the colleagues all the best as well.
All right, thanks, Dr. Chetty, and all the best for today with your presentation in the Western Cape. All right, so students, we've done quite a lot yesterday, so I just want to sort of go through it quickly. What are we going to be tackling today? So as I did mention, Richard Wright is going to speak to us about the summary of day 1, just for those guys who maybe didn't join us yesterday, so that you don't fall behind, that you understand where all the resources are, what we're doing, how we're doing it. So it's quite important that we're all on the same page. Then we're going to jump straight into those technical skills, right? And our colleague Vanele, that's from Microsoft, will still be joining us a little bit in a few minutes' time. He's also going to be demonstrating a lot of these different technical skills that can really benefit you as a student, right? There are going to be things we're showing you today, and I'm sure you don't know these things, but they definitely can help you understand your device better, be able to sort of overcome those challenges that pop up, because once you understand the technology and the hardware better, it will definitely enable you to be able to do a lot more with your smart device, and especially with exams, guys, because we know exams are starting next week, really, for most of you. So hopefully a lot of the stuff we're going to show you today, you will be able to directly apply to your exam, and we are going to demonstrate to you using our phones, so you'll see exactly what's on our phones, some of the techniques and some little tweaks you can try out just to get those proctoring tools, for example, to work a little bit better on your device. Then we're going to have a little bit of a break, all right, because we all need a break, especially Sophie. If you guys do notice, we do have our sign language specialist for those students who need that service. And it's very intensive for her, so we do need to have a little break so that she can also have a break from all what she's doing. And then after the first break, we're going to then delve into using your mobile device for your online learning. So we're going to look at the platform, the type of courses we have available, especially the exam one. Have you guys engaged that exam one? But we will tackle it when we get there. Very important. Then we're going to have another little break. And then, of course, we're also going to look at key considerations for mobile learning as well. I do see a lot of the students, you guys were posting things like, how do I know if it's a good laptop or not? Okay, so yes, we can actually delve into that. Although we're looking at mobile devices, I think it's quite important that you also understand if you're going to buy a laptop, because that will just make life a little bit easier. What are those things that you need to consider if you want to compare a mobile device to a laptop, for example? So yes, we can actually show you some examples, and we can actually delve into that a little bit more in detail for you. And then we will close up the session hopefully by sort of 11:30 to 11:45. The reason being, guys, 12 o'clock there is a My Exams training that's happening, and this is a blast session. So in other words, if you've worked through the My Exams and you've got some questions to ask, this is your opportunity. So that will be at 12 o'clock. We'll post it in the chat as well, the program, and the link to join, but that will be from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock today. So that's quite important as well, especially considering next week's your exam. So if you haven't attended any of that training, I seriously do advise it because it will help you and it'll get you comfortable with those technologies. So yes, so that's really what we're going to tackle today in day 2. Then tomorrow again, we'll be at it again for the final day, day 3, where we'll be looking at quite a different list of items as well. All right, so without further ado, please remember we do have a pre-assessment. I see a lot of you guys, it was almost 100 people or so, if I remember correctly, have completed the pre-assessment. So please, guys, very importantly, complete the pre-assessment. You can quickly scan it off your screen, or you can simply just type in the short URL address. This is actually very important for us and for you, because this really gauges us where you're at in the beginning of the course and how is it right at the end of the course where you do your post-course assessment to see, did you learn anything, or what gaps are there, or what elements can we put in for the next time, the next iteration of this course to enhance it even on another level so that you guys can definitely get all these skills that you need. So please make sure you've done this pre-assessment. We will post it in the chat as well. If you didn't do it yesterday, please do it today. But if you have done it yesterday, then it's fine. You've done it, tick, done. All right, so please, yes, we really do appreciate your feedback on this as well, because it really is important in the work that we're doing and the courses that we're offering, like what we're doing today. So yes, so Richard, if you can make, I think you probably already have, if you post that in the chat, that'll be awesome. So please, guys, if you didn't do the pre-assessment, please make sure you do it today at least before we go too far in the course. Okay, cool. So yesterday we did tackle Learning Unit 1, some of the basics about mobile literacy. We also threw in device care, and I hope you guys went and played around. So in the chat, please let me know, did you manage to find your device care app on your smartphone? Were you able to see the memory available, the hard drive space available? Were you able to see which apps were eating up most of your memory that are running? So just let us know in the chat. It'll be really cool if you did come right with that and you found this is a new feature for you that you actually found very useful in terms of maximizing your mobile phone. So please do let us know in the chat if that's indeed something that you've learned that you actually can apply directly from yesterday's session. So then today, Learning Unit 2, we are going to tackle mobile devices for online learning. We're going to look at those technical things that you really do need to know. And from there, we'll be able to show you some of the other courses that we can assist you with, because at the end of the day, we want you guys to pass, for example, your exams and understand the tools that are coming up. And then, of course, tomorrow, as I said, we're going to tackle productivity tools and apps, which is quite fun. So Richard, I'm just going to hand over to you now. If there's things from day 1 that you'd like to cover with everyone, over to you, Richard.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. I'm just going to take you over briefly how, especially if you did not join yesterday, how to get started, how to catch up so that you can also participate in the activities as we go along. So firstly, I pasted the link to the course in the chat as well. Also, you can just go to ADOVH. You can just search it in your browser, and it should be the top one, UNISA Academic Development Open Virtual Hub. So once you open this, there is a few banners, as you can see, especially the exams one that we're also doing, finalizing today. I've just posting the link to the poster. If you want to join that session, the links are available on there. So the one that we're focusing on this morning is the mobile learning, M-Learning Masterclass. So if you click on this one, you will actually be able to log in. So just remember, the first time you access this, you need to click on continue. This will open up this login screen. So remember, if you're a UNISA student, you just click on yes, else you can click on no to create an account. So this is an open platform. But since you've got a MyLife UNISA account, you just click on yes, and then you sign in exactly how you do on My Modules and for your exams. Now, the first time you're going to reach this page, you need to click on Enroll Me. So just remember, if you access this the first time, so you click on it to continue, sign in, and then you click on enroll me. So this will enroll you to the course. So the course is structured. If I open up this menu here, you'll see there's quite a few units and lessons that you need to complete. Unit 2, for instance, only unlocks when you do the final activity within Unit 1. So we'll have a look at that as well. But get started with the orientation. So on the orientation page, there's a lesson. So remember, lessons work a bit different than pages. You work through the material and you click on the button at the bottom for next page. So you work through all the contents, make sure you've got a good overview of what will be covered within this course. Secondly, we've got the pre-course assessment. So this one, if you have not completed it yet, you can click on the link here. It will open up the form for you, and then you can complete the pre-course assessment. So all you need to do is just fill in the basic questions. It's very quick, but that will give us understanding of the knowledge that you start with. So but at the end, when we do the post-assessment, we can perhaps see areas where we can improve on in the future to really make this course more valuable to you. Then lastly, there's the activity, introduce yourself. Thank you for everybody that's been participating. We've seen there's quite a lot of comments already, people introducing them from all over the country. So remember, you need to complete this activity before you go ahead into Unit 1. So Unit 1 is what we covered yesterday. So if we look at Unit 1, remember, these lessons, there's quite a lot of content in them, but just work through them slowly. You can do this on your mobile device, read through the, how can I say, the key concepts, what will be covered, and then also the content where it goes into the, how can I say, as David mentioned, what is security, how do you check your performance, all of that are covered within the content of Unit 1. So there are 3 discussion activities. I've seen people have been completing them quite a lot already as well. So we just say which browser you're using, why you're using it, just to get to make sure what you've learned in content of Unit 1 you really grasp. Now the same is for the what type of email client you use, how do you structure your emails. All of that is covered within the discussion too. Then lastly, there's also another one on social media. So yesterday we actually learned quite a lot about the different social media apps that's being used. Even the new ones such as Discord, TikTok, all of those, and some that you might not even think is social media, such as YouTube, for instance. And then we've got the second part of Unit 1. And this is all about protecting your devices. How do you check the security settings? How do you know when an app is trustworthy? So have a look through the content on this page as well. And then we've got a quiz. So the quiz is very quick. So you just click on attempt quiz. There's a few questions. This also just make sure that everything that we've covered, you do understand. There's a total of 10 questions. And it's all multiple choice. Then there's also a reflective journal where you can basically reflect on your own journey. So this is your own one where you just take notes of what has been covered, what do you perhaps want to learn more. So when you come to the next session, you've got an idea, perhaps something specific that we can show you. Then lastly is just the conclusion. Now remember, you need to view the conclusion before Unit 2 will unlock. So once you view the conclusion, you will be able to access Unit 2. And that is where we will be starting today. So just for those that has come late, we have added the link in the chat. Please go and enroll. You can, I want to say, focus on the workshop today, what we're covering. But just go catch up afterwards when you've got some time, read through the material so that you know exactly what we were referring to when we do talk of aspects in Unit 2. Thank you, David.
All right, thank you, Richard. I was just seeing in the chat there were some students asking for the link for today's My Exam session. So I did post it there for you guys. Remember, that's starting at 12 o'clock. If you haven't attended that type of session, guys, I really recommend it. Today we're actually what we call a blast session, so means we're actually going to be talking to you guys. It's not just going to be us presenting, but you're going to be talking to us. But that's coming up at 12 o'clock today. So for now, we are now going to continue with our course, and let's go right into it. As I said, we're going to be busy this morning, guys, and we're going to demonstrate using our devices. So let me continue. Let me share my screen from my side quickly. Okay, so we are tackling Unit 2 today, so we are going to be dealing with some nice technical elements, and it's really, really powerful things that you're going to be able to use with your phone. So these are the technical skills that we're going to be covering today. It's quite a lot of things. Some of these things you might know, right? They're quite easy, quite straightforward, but others, maybe it's the first time you'll be seeing them. But remember, guys, this is to help you, empower you to make the most of the smartphone and the data that you have. Okay, if you're receiving it UNISA data, or if you're lucky enough to have Wi-Fi at home, then that definitely can be a huge benefit for your studies. Okay, so it's quite a lot we're going to get through. Hopefully Benella will be joining us shortly. He's currently traveling, but he will join us, and then he will jump in as well as we go through. All right, so let's continue with the first thing I want to talk to you guys about, and I know this is a problem. And a lot of times we get emails about this. I'm not receiving my data. Who can help me? Okay, guys, it's a very common question. It's a very important question that you're asking, because ultimately without data and you don't have Wi-Fi at home, then what are you going to do? You need the data. So it's kind of like a critical resource that you need, right? If you're not receiving your data and you've checked on my UNISA's announcements and there's nothing there about any data issues, in other words, there was a problem with the provider and it couldn't send for whatever reason, then you must email dataqueries@unisa.ac.za. Dataqueries@unisa.ac.za. Very, very important. But please do not use your personal emails. Why, guys? Because remember what we covered yesterday. If you use personal emails, maybe the spam filters block your email and then UNISA never receives it, because now they think, well, you didn't use your My Life email. So please make sure you use your My Life emails whenever you communicate with UNISA. There is the dedicated 0800 number, and you can select the option that speaks about data queries. But personally, I prefer just to use the email route, because then it's in writing, and those guys generally respond very quickly as well. My experience has been, when I've got students asking, we quickly throw it over, and so yeah, so it actually goes quite quick with their response. Okay, all right, super. So that's very important for you. So we'll post this data queries email in the chat as well. I think it's quite important that you guys are aware of this, that you can email them if you've got any problems. And I think it's, as I said, this is kind of like a critical resource. You do need to know what's happening with your data. The other problem can be, guys, please go and check under My Admin. So you guys would actually need to go check under My Admin and go check that your cell phone number is correct. That's also another thing that you must do. This is why we have the MFA in place, guys, to make sure that nobody can change your cell phone number without you actually receiving a message about it. So yep, so please just also under My Admin, you'll see under biographical details, you can just go double check that your cell phone number is correct. But by now it should be. I mean, we just hit the new month, so you should have received your data. If you are, then it's cool. Like me, I see I did receive my data. Let me check, when did I get it? It's the fun of being a student as well. Yes, on the 1st of October, I see I got mine, and I'm with Vodacom. So, okay, so hopefully you guys all have received your data. Very, very important. Okay, next little guy up here is the UNISA student app. Have you guys accessed this app before? Maybe post in the chat for me, please. Yes, I'm using it, or no, I'm totally didn't even know about it. Yeah, so post in the chat. Have you accessed, are you using the UNISA student app? Now, you'll notice on my screen, I'm not referring to Moodle app, guys. That's a different thing altogether. please don't use the Moodle app. That is actually a very generic app. It's not actually designed or implemented from UNISA's side. It's just a generic Moodle app that is created for anybody that's using the Moodle platform. Remember, Moodle is basically our back end where we are basically hosting our learning management system on. Okay, so that's all the nice graphics and the discussion forum and activities. That's what Moodle provides for us, and then we customize it to make it into the context of UNISA students. Okay, so in the chat, Richard, are we getting any students who are saying yes, they're using the student app?
We've got a lot of no's and just a few yeses. So definitely something we can show them.
Awesome. Okay, guys, so that's going to be something I'm going to show you today, this morning. Okay, so let's go and uninstall and install. So there's two different little elements. So to install means to put the program or the app onto your device. Uninstall means to remove the app from your device. Okay, so let's go have a see how we're going to do this. Let me just stop my presentation quickly. Okay, so let me start up my little program that's going to put my my cell phone. So now you guys are seeing my cell phone in real time. So this is it. This is how it looks. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is there's all the apps I've got. Okay, there's the invigilating app, that green little guy with the L over there. Now let's say, for example, I'm done with exams, I'm finished, I don't need to use that app anymore. It's just eating up my space and I want to get rid of it. So I want to uninstall it. So what am I going to do? You can just put your finger on it for a few seconds and then you'll see the menu will pop up. Okay, and the third option there says uninstall. So then I zap it. Then it's going to say, are you sure you want to get rid of this app? And I say, yes, I do. And I say, okay. And then it uninstalls the invigilating app. So now it's gone. Okay, there you'll see the UNISA app is there as well. So I'm going to do the same thing because I actually want to show you guys how to install it. So I'm going to also remove it, saying I don't need it now for the next few seconds. And that's it. So you can see removing apps is actually very, very easy to do. It's just a matter of putting your finger on the icon and then it'll pop up on your device indicating what do you want to do. Do you want to copy it? Do you want to move it? Or do you want to uninstall the app itself? Great stuff. So let's go and see now. Right, let's go to our Google Play because that's the thing, guys. You need to go to your device's store and that's where you'll actually find it. Now the app is available for Android users and iOS users as your iPhones. So yes, so it is available, so you should be able to see it in the list. If I remember correctly with a Huawei, it should be also in your Galaxy app as well, your store. Okay, so there's the Play Store, because I'm an Android user. There we go. Now you can see all the different apps that are popping up over here. All right, okay, I see there's a lot of things popping up here. Okay, there's all my details, so that looks fine. I just wanted to check if I'm logged in as a student or not. I see I'm logged in personal profile. So I click on search. Right, you'll see there's a search bar at the bottom. Nice, then I just type in UNISA student app. And it pops up. Now you must be very careful, guys. There are very clever people out there who also create apps and they try to make it look like UNISA's app. I have seen it a few times. Let me just check here. You'll notice this little guy here, UNISA app. That is not University of South Africa. That's the University of Southern Australia, guys. So it's totally different university. So just be careful about that one as well. I think people sometimes don't read and then they install the wrong app and then they're surprised. Okay, good. I don't see any of these funny ones. Yes.
I just want to highlight as well. Remember, it's UNISA Student. That's the current app to download. There's also UNISA My Modules. That's the one that's being phased out. So if you want the latest app, you should use UNISA Student.
Awesome. Yes, thanks, Richard. Good one. Thanks for the reminder. So guys, just remember that if you do have the UNISA My Modules one, it's busy getting outdated. I think they've probably even removed it already. So this is the right one to use now. So you'll see there's the install button. It's already available to us. So I just click on it and then it's going to start eating my data, in this case, Wi-Fi. It's about 66 megs. Okay, so it's not too big, thankfully. And so the install should take about 10 seconds or so. It's usually very quick. All right, there we go. It's moving along nicely. Richard, just let me know when Banele has joined us as well.
Will do.
Just say hi to us. All right, so there we go. It's installing. So first what happens, guys, it downloads the app and then it installs the app, the installation file.
Banele has also joined us.
Yay, good morning, Banele. How are you doing, dear sir? Okay, still muted. All right, no problem.
No, he's unmuted. I think, Banele, just check your audio input.
Yeah,
unmuted, but we can't. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, apologies. Good morning to everyone. Hi, David. Hi, Richard. All is good on my end. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Thanks. We're just showing the students how to install the UNISA app or the UNISA student app. And there we go, guys. Brilliant. Now I can hit on the open button. There you'll see it pops up. And there we go. So it's quite a new, fresh, new app. So it's quite nice. I'm not going to log in as a guest. That's no real point from my point. I'd rather just log in with my student details. Okay, so there's my life, so it remembered me. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing because I don't want to share my password with you guys. I'm just going to quickly type it here on my phone. So one thing with demonstrations, we didn't really realize that you're going to see our passwords. Okay, good. I'm doing the MFA. You just have to trust me on this one. Okay, lucky this code changes all the time. Okay, you can see why the MFA is so important. Hey guys, there you've just got another example where it tells me, hey, this is you. This is what you're doing. You're accessing the app, UNISA's network, pretty much. Okay, there we go, guys. So now there's the new shiny app. So you guys can actually go have a look at this. There's applications in there. So your first little icon is the applications. There's registrations. So maybe now you don't have to go to campus next term, right? In January, maybe you can just do your registration using the app. But yeah, there is colleagues there that can help you, but it's totally up to you. Then there's your study materials. So if you've got study materials that you've got available, your assessments are here, your finances. So you can quickly check and see, am I owing money or not? Hopefully not. The graduation section, which is the most coolest section when we see all these young faces running up and down the stairs with their gowns on and taking pictures. So yes, then you can actually go check out your graduations. Quotations. Yes, we do get students asking us, how do I do a quotation? I need it for my work. There we go, guys, right in front of you, quotation. The news. I think the news is quite an important one as well, because whatever's happening at UNISA, guys, if there are issues, if things are down or something cool's happening, go and check the news as well, because anything that's official will be there. Oops, my big finger accidentally hit the back button, so it jumped back again. Okay, I see my inbox has got a whole bunch of notes, probably emails waiting for me. Okay, no, these are not really emails, but they are actually announcements from my module that I'm studying. And now they're coming straight to the app for me. So now I can actually see, which I haven't read, by the way. Yes, my modules, learning management system, tuition, semester 2, and a whole bunch of things here. My niece is unavailable. Call for papers or proposals. Nice. Okay, so that's pretty cool. And then I can hit the back button over here. Yes, my finger is a bit big. All right, campus locator. That's quite nice. And then I can actually go see where are the closest campuses. Here's Gauteng. There's Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal. So it depends where you are, guys. If you've never been to a UNISA campus, right, you can even use this app and see, okay, where's the campus closest to me? And go visit and go get that, remember, free Wi-Fi, hey? Western Cape, Limpopo, yes, this is where I am. I saw we had some students yesterday from Gianni, so there is your campus right over there. It's actually a very nice campus, actually a beautiful campus. There's Polokwane Hub, Mpumalanga. So yeah, lots and lots of things over here that you guys can see. So hopefully this is totally new to you guys, so you can actually see, but hey, this is actually quite fun. Let's just get a little bit used to my fingers hitting the back button. But there we go, guys. So this is quite an important app. I think it's something you can definitely use. I do suggest you can try it out. I see there is a chatbot sort of here right in the bottom right-hand corner. So let's try it out. Let's see, there's a chatbot and a live chat. Very interesting. Now, what's the difference between a chatbot and a live chat? Anybody in the chat, let's quickly post an answer there. What is the difference between a chatbot and a live chat? These are very technical terms that ICT love to use. So what is a chatbot? What is live chat? It kind of tells us really what it is. But can you explain in your words, what is a chatbot? And let's have a quick peep. What are people saying? Let me put on the chat there. Anyone brave? What's a chatbot? Nobody's brave yet, or you're all quickly Googling it. Googaloo. Very nice social media where the lady teaches the young kids about Googaloo. Really, really good.
I can tell you the chatbot is not Lwazi.
Yes. Okay, there we go. We've got someone brave. Dimakatsu, thank you so much. Chatbot is an automated message. Yes, so basically it's just software that responds to you. So then live chat is quite the opposite. That means you're talking to somebody. So then quick question, Richard, and we'll actually show you guys our Lwazi chatbot. What would Lwazi chatbot on our adult site be classed as? Richard?
So Lwazi would be classified as a AI assistant. So let me quickly show you. So when you visit our portal, you'll notice at the bottom even, I have an exam question. And here you can talk to Lwazi. So Lwazi is an AI assistant. So it's been trained on the UNISA data. So it's not a robot where it's preset. You know, you make choices and you get a response, a pre-typed response. This one can actually interact with you depending on your, how you actually prompt it. And that's why prompting is getting so important at the moment. And that's why we will be having AI masterclasses to teach you exactly how to prompt to get the most out of these new AI tools. So remember, Lwazi is also available on the course. You'll notice on your phone as well. I have an exam question. Click on it and you can chat away with Lwazi.
Thanks, Richard. Okay, yes, so there's Lwazi, guys. And you know what's really interesting about Lwazi? You guys, as students, are engaging with Lwazi at all sorts of times of the day. So we are able to see at 2 o'clock in the morning, students are feeling stressed about an exam and how you're engaging with Lwazi. So it's really, really awesome to see that you guys are really maximizing the opportunities that you have available. There we go. So Richard's there typing in, how can I deal with exam stress? That is a great question because I think we all got stressed at some point. So how do we deal with it? Now what happens is Lwazi is an AI chatbot, guys. So it's way more advanced than just that standard one that will respond based on standard questions that you can ask it. This one actually goes and thinks, goes and looks at our data set and then pulls out an answer that's appropriate to your question. So it's a lot more advanced because it's using AI. So there we go. So we can see now Lwazi's actually given you guys a response to how do we deal with exam stress. Excellent. Love it. Brilliant answer. Awesome stuff. Thanks, Richard. So there we go, guys. You can see that, yes, we are as ADOV, we push technology. That's why we're trying to make lives easier for students by you doing whatever we can do, like what we're doing today. So, right, let me continue then. So hopefully you guys have seen now the UNISA app. Very easy to install. Just give me 2 seconds. Bit of a frog in my throat, so at least I managed to clear them. Okay, so this is really cool. So now you guys have got to see the UNISA app. Very easy to install, didn't even take me many seconds. And of course it logs in with my MyLife email and my password. And of course you saw the MFA also pops up there. So it's really, really cool. So let me go back to my slides. So there we go, guys. So just remember, please don't use that generic Moodle app. Yes, you can get it to connect, and at some point it's going to not be updating like the app that we're looking at now. Okay, so Yeah, just avoid it because I always have students coming to ask me, this thing hasn't updated in forever, and it's like, that's the reason, it's not designed for it. Okay, so there we go. So we've done our demo, guys. I've showed you how to uninstall, how to install, very easy to do. Just simply put your finger and select the option, and of course, how to download the app from your Play Store. So there we go. So we've at least tackled 4 items on our technical skills list, but as you can see, we've got a lot more to share with you. So the first one is, and I'm going to show you guys, and then I'm going to ask Benelli to come in as well, and he's also going to start working through this list with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, thanks Benelli. So QR codes, do you all know how to scan a QR code? Let's use the chat. Be brave. If you don't know, it's fine. Just say no. I have no idea how to do that. Not a problem. That's why we're here today. No, thank you, guys. Honesty is the best policy, isn't it? Oh no, Ritibile, I uninstalled it already. I missed an assessment because of the Moodle app. Oh dear. You see, guys, there's a good example why we don't want to use that generic app, because of that very reason. Okay, so okay, there are some yeses coming through. There's a lot of no's coming through. Okay, which is fine. That's why we're here, guys. Okay, so let me show you how this works. Now, I'm using a Samsung.
What is a QR code, David?
Sorry?
What is a QR code?
Good question, Richard. What is a QR code? We just use the word QR. So what does it mean, Richard?
So a QR code is basically a visual way of for devices to interact. What can I say? With to link to different documents and websites. So I'm just quickly going to show you. I'm just going to do some images. So if you look at this page over here, so you'll see these are QR codes. So you've probably seen them everywhere already. And what you usually do is with them, you scan them with your phone to access them. They are so prevalent that even in China, for instance, they do not give out business cards anymore. Everybody's got one card, and they usually make it some, of silver or something, because that's their identity. So they sit with their own QR code that takes the person to their website or blog, or where the person can get their contact information or connect with them. So QR codes are basically a way that you use your phone, you scan them. It's a quick way to access information. So you don't need to type in the long URL, you just scan the QR code. Thanks, David.
All right, thanks, Richard. And I see Prof. Mpagele has actually put out the QR stands for Quick Response Code. Thank you, Prof. That's the perfect answer. I see someone was asking what is the abbreviation actually. So there we go. There's your answer. So awesome stuff. I see there's also some solutions popping in already there. So that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. That's why we're here. We want to share with each other. Okay, so let me show you guys how the QR code works. So on my phone, I go to my quick access. So that means I scroll down with my finger from the top of the screen and I do it again. And then you're going to see basically all these different little quick features that you can access, right? And we're going to actually look at quite a lot of these because these are the ones we tend to use the most and they're quite easy to set up. So then I'm just going to scroll across and then you're going to notice my phone has a scan QR code built-in function already. So if you didn't have this one, you might just find it right over there. But again, it depends on the type of phone you're using. Okay, if it's Android or iOS, so it might just be a little bit different where it's located. But for me, for Samsung, this is where I can actually find that QR code scanner. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to select it. And then my phone is going to say, okay, where's the QR code? Please show me a QR code. And then let me quickly go to my slides because I know we put them in here for you. And I had an example. I don't know what I did with it. Okay, for example, here's one of the QR codes. And all I'm going to do is I scan it. Okay, let me just go and minimize this quickly. Okay, so as I scan it, you'll see there's a little square that comes around it, and then it picks up the name of the web address. Because remember what Richard said, it's something that's actually going to link you to a resource. That's actually what a QR is doing. Such a quick way of accessing that resource. Instead of you typing this whole thing out, you just use the QR, which does it for you. Then all I do is I say open link. And there we go. There I've accessed the QR code that took me to a poll, for example. Okay, pretty cool. Hey guys, so easy to do. So you just scroll down, go to your quick menu access. Again, depending on the type of phone you're using, you might just need to find it. Might be a little bit different location. You can use a Google search there. Click on secure QR code, and then it's waiting for me to scan. So let me see if I can try this again, but this time I want to put my slides. See, this is called creativity on the fly. So there we go. And there we go. So it's all I needed to do, guys. So there, I'm using my phone, showing you how I'm scanning this over here. Okay, so is that easy, guys? Now you've got something else, and now you know, okay, you just need to go find it on your phone. I think there are apps even that can do this type of scanning as well. Hopefully they're free, but there we go. So that's quite a nice, simple way to do it on an Android phone. Let me check now with Benelli. Can you show the students maybe on your iOS, it's an iPhone, how it works on your side?
Yes, so it's actually quite similar. It's actually baked into the camera app. So when you open the native camera app, as soon as you point it to a QR code, it should automatically detect it. So I'm unable to demo that, but I do know that with the iPhone, you just point the normal camera and it'll just pick up that it's a QR code and be able to do that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Benelli. Yeah, sorry, guys. Some of the features we won't be able to show. It's a little bit tricky, but we'll try our best to show you. So there we go, guys. I hope now you know how to do the QR code. Okay, so again, as we were saying, just go check with Google, check the manufacturer. Okay, if you've got a Samsung, or the type of phone, the model of the phone, and just say to it, okay, I want to scan a QR code. How do I use it? Why am I saying Google, Richard? You reminded me yesterday, Google's old news. We now need to use Copilot or ChatGPT because they'll even give you the steps that you need to follow. So yeah, try maybe even go that route, guys. Okay, so that's our QR code. So let me see what's next in the list. Okay, maybe Vanilla, saving as a PDF. Maybe you can show the students that one as well.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Yes, we can see you in landscape mode.
Yes, it's landscape. I'm just trying to make use of the real estate. So my phone is in landscape, but if I rotate it, I can always get it back to portrait. But yeah, you'll let me know, should I carry on demoing in portrait or should I put it in landscape? But essentially, today I'm using my Samsung device, but I will also try and demo this using the iPhone as well. So in terms of saving a document to a PDF, first we need to understand that we are coming from one format and jumping into another format. So typically the format that we will be working in is Microsoft Word, okay? So you can do this from any application, any source basically, where if you're using Word on the PC or Word in the browser or Word on your smartphone, you will be able to achieve that, okay? And the requirement here is that you need to install Microsoft 365. That's the application right there. Okay, so we will cover this a bit later tomorrow when we go through Office 365. But what I can do now is just quickly show you the application that you need to install so that you're able to convert documents from Word. In fact, you can create Word documents and then save them as a PDF later on if you want to. So inside the Play Store or the iOS App Store, all you need to do is to go to the respective App Store, which I'll show you here. Second. I'm just looking for the all apps list. There we go. So I'm going to navigate to the Play Store. And all you need to type in is Microsoft 365 Office. That's the one that you're looking for. So inside the Play Store, once I've located it right here, all you need to do is then hit the search button, which is on the bottom right here, and then you will type in Microsoft, and you'll see that there's quite a lot of applications from Microsoft. And once you've typed that in, you can then scroll down and look for Microsoft 365 Office. Now, I've got mine already installed, and what you need to do is to make sure that you sign in with your My Life account, okay? I'll stress the importance of that because from here, you will be able to see all of the documents, the assignments that you've created, and you should have the ability to pick up where you left off, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back here, and then I'll open up my Office application, okay? So when you first open it, you will get some instructions, but then this is typically the landing page or the home page. And there's quite a lot that you can do here, but I'll save all of this for tomorrow. So what I want to do is to create a simple Word document, okay? But you do have the ability to create a PowerPoint document, an Excel, import a PDF, and then do something interesting with it, which I'll save for tomorrow. And then you can also make use of Designer, which is Microsoft's AI tool to create images. And then you can also scan documents. There's quite a lot that you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Create button, or I can go to Word, whichever one I want. So I'll go ahead and tap on Create, and then I'll choose Word. And then inside Word, you will see that this looks quite familiar to the Microsoft Word experience. So I'll go ahead and start with a empty document right here, okay? And then as you can see, it pulls up the keyboard. And from here, I can do quite a lot of things. I can type, I can insert images, the same way you would use a word processor. This is how you can do it. But I'm going to do something interesting. I'll tap on this microphone icon and I will speak, or I will speak and it will type it out. So if you want to save time by speaking and then having that text being transcribed on your document, you can absolutely do that. So I'll go ahead and tap on this icon here.
Yep, it looks like Benele just went on hold, so I'm guessing maybe he might have disconnected himself. I think we just give him 2 minutes for him to rejoin us. All right. Okay, while we're waiting for Benele, guys, so far, I hope you guys have learned some new things already, and we've got a lot more to still show you guys. I think we can be quite busy with the technical stuff this morning. Okay.
David, while we wait for Benele, I just want to highlight students. So I did pasting the link in the chat to the Microsoft 365 app that will be covered in depth tomorrow. Just a quick note on the Microsoft 365. Remember, your My Life email accounts are actually Microsoft 365 accounts. So even if you log into, say, office.com, remember, Office.com has now been renamed to Microsoft 365. You can actually just sign in using your My Life email account. And on this platform, you've got access to various apps. So you'll see, for instance, even if you want to download apps to your laptop or desktop, you don't need to pay for it. It already comes with your UNISA My Life email. And the benefit of this is as well for your mobile devices. Now, say you download Microsoft 365. So some of the apps are free, but for others you actually have to pay for, especially if you go over a certain limit. Now, then I would suggest rather log in with your My Life email, and then you will get access to all the additional features. And what's very nice about these apps is you actually, for instance, the OneDrive, you can log in with your My Life email, and if you've got a personal account as well, you log in with that one at the same time. and you just switch between the two, depending on what you're working with. If it's something that you really want to keep personal, maybe your CV, things like that, you do it in your personal account. But when you do assignments and work, things that will take a lot of space, you use your My Life email. And the nice thing about this is they do have a licensing where when you register, you get a certain type of license, a A5, that's got all the additional features. So when you write your last exam, they will put you down to a lower tier subscription, but you will still have all your data. So they never delete your data. It will always still be available. But yes, so definitely make use of the additional features you can get with your My Life email. And also what I want to highlight here is if you actually look at this, all the apps that's available, then I go to apps, you'll see this Copilot that we've been talking about so much, you know, the new apps that's coming out, but you've actually got access to lists and power apps and all of these things that's used in business. So that means by actually going to just testing out these apps on your phone, you're already actually setting you up with skills that you will use one day in the workplace as well. So use this opportunity while you've got access to actually learn these apps, because this is something that you can add to your CV and what people are looking for when you enter a workspace that's also on the Microsoft 365 platform. And saying that, Microsoft 365, the skills that you learn here, you can easily transfer over to, say, Google, other platforms, as the concepts always remain the same. Thanks, David.
Thank you so much, Richard. Yes, now you guys have got a bit of a taster for tomorrow, because we are definitely diving into the Microsoft 365 app. You might even see it ready on your phone. You might just not have used it yet. And you're going to see it's actually such a cool, simple way of working with Microsoft products. So yes, dictation, scanning, it's all in there. So definitely worthwhile coming again tomorrow. Okay, has Benelli joined us again? Yes, Benelli, go for it. Oh wait. I think we need to promote you quickly. No man, then you disappeared. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Richard. Okay, go for it, Benella. I see you are back.
Thanks so much. I'm not sure where we got cut off, because I saw that I was on hold for some reason.
Yes, you were opening the Word document to save it as a PDF.
Okay. All right, so let me just go ahead and share my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Yep, we can see it.
Okay, so I'll pick up from where I left off. So what we started with was creating a document. So it's a PowerPoint, an Excel, or a Word document. And maybe this time around, I'll start using just a template so that we don't have to type anything. And once the document is ready, we will go ahead and save it, and then we will convert it into a PDF. Okay, so whilst this is opening, we first need to save the document, and then once that is done, we will go ahead and save it as a PDF. Okay, so what I'll do here is that I will go back to the one that we created, which is down here at the bottom, and then I'll open that document. That's the one that we need to convert. Okay. Okay. So what we need to do is to go back to the home page, right? So we've got the Word document saved already, and we need to navigate to where it says PDF right here. So when I tap on it, it will give me a couple of options, right? And you can see that you can capture a photo, you can import a photo, or import a document, or merge two PDFs together. So we're looking for the third one, which says importing document. So what this will do, it will show you all of your files. And remember, we just created a document called saving a PDF, and that's the one that we want to convert. Okay, so I'll go ahead and tap on it. And then as you can see, it said converting to a PDF, and the document is now a PDF. And all I need to do is to either share it right here at the bottom, okay, or I can save it onto my OneDrive. I can upload it to the cloud, or I can save it as a As you can see, it says .pdf, and then I can save it on my device. I can choose downloads, and then I can save the document right there. Okay, so this is how you save it. But I'm just going to do a quick recap of what we've covered here. So all you need in order for you to be able to achieve this is the Microsoft 365 Office application, which I'll give you more details tomorrow. So once you've signed in with your MyLife account, this will be your landing page. All you need to do is to create a Word document or import a Word document if it's there already, and then come back to the PDF section right here. So when you tap on it, you have the option of importing an existing document. So you'll go ahead and locate whatever document that you want. And let's say I take this one here, for example, and we'll go ahead and convert it to a PDF, just like that. Okay, so hopefully you guys found value, and it should be easy for you to convert a Word document or a PowerPoint into a PDF. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, David. Thank you, and back to you.
All right, thanks, Benele. That was awesome. So there we go, guys. And again, tomorrow we really are going to work through all these different features of the app so that you guys can really see, all right, this is how I can actually use this for my studies. I see there is a question about the invigilating app and whatnot. Guys, we are having training at 12 o'clock. We will share that course with you a little bit later in this morning session, so you can actually work through that as well. Richard will show you that. So before we go on our first break, let's continue, because as I said, we do have quite a lot that we're showing you. All right, so there we've showed you how to do a PDF, but again, tomorrow we are going to show you the app as well. Now I'm going to show you something really, really interesting. This is one feature. Okay, again, I'm only referring to Samsung. I haven't seen it on the other models yet. It's called service mode. In other words, if you feel you just want to check that your volume in your camera is working 100% correctly, what you can do is the service mode allows you to actually do that. So I'm just going to type it in. So you type in this code basically, and then immediately it will take you here. So for example, the camera, if I click on it, it's actually going to bring on the camera now feature for me. There we go. You see? And now I can actually test my camera to say, okay, it's working fine. Okay, let me take a picture. It really wants me to take a picture. Okay, the only tricky thing I'm finding with the service mode is actually getting out of it. Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. Because you've got to whack the button a few times and then it'll take you out. That's taking me completely out of the app. Okay, so as I said, it's a little bit tricky, this one, because once the app opens, it really wants you to engage and complete that test. So this is quite an interesting option for you guys. Do a Google search or a ChatGPT search or a Copilot search for your device and see if you can find the service mode. As I said, it's a nice way just to test that your camera is working optimally, your sound, your volume, that type of thing. It is really just for that, to service the device, just to understand where you're at. But I thought this is something really cool. So if you do have a Samsung, try it out. Just be warned, it is a bit tricky to get out of that app again, right? So you're going to have to hit your buttons a few times to get out of it. Okay, so yes, guys, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Yes.
I just quickly want to show before we take the break.
Yes,
see there's some questions regarding the invigilator. I just want to highlight, students, remember the PDF that they showed you how to convert to PDF. That's all more for your assignments, and perhaps if you've got your document on your mobile phone, you want to upload it as PDF to My Exams. But remember, when you're going to be using the Invigilator app during your exams or written exams, you'll notice it's got the scan tool to scan the QR code already built in. So you just click on scan QR code, you scan the QR code. You can also enter the start code. That's the code at the bottom of the QR code. Now, when you actually then write, it will prompt you everything that we do in the mock exam. But I just want to show you at the end. So when you get to the final one where you upload your script, you'll notice actually it's got a built-in PDF scanner already. So you just show the document, it will pick it up, it will scan it in. So you click on this white button at the bottom. Once you're done, got all your pages, you will have the number of pages that you scanned in. You click done, and it converts it to a PDF. Then you click on Upload PDF. And what's very nice about this is, so say you've written now your exam. You remember you must upload on the Invigilator app on My Exams. So when you complete this upload process within this app, you can actually share this PDF, and you can share that, send it to your My Life email or save it onto your device and upload this PDF. So these other, when you use Word and all of that, that's what you will use for your assignment, portfolios, all of that. But for the Invigilator app, these features are already built in for you. So you don't need to download any additional apps for the Invigilator app during your exams. Thanks, David.
All right, thanks, Richard. So yes, that's quite interesting, what you just showed the students for exam purposes. So let's take a quick 5-minute break, and we will start again at 10:05. So in the meantime, while you guys are waiting, if you go grab a quick cup of coffee, if you have found the QR code, what I would like you to do is please scan this. Okay, so if you this QR code on the screen and do the poll for us, smartphone OS. So which smartphone operating system are you using? Do you know which one you're using? Use this QR code, use it as a nice example, and let us know in the chat. Were you now able to scan it using your phone, the QR code? And then in 4 minutes time, when we're back from our coffee break, then Richard will let us know what operating systems are you guys using? Is it iOS or more Android or the others? So we'll see you in 4 minutes time. But in the meantime, see if you can scan the QR code. All right, just in case anybody's just joined us and might be confused, we'll just see a QR code and in front of them. What we're doing is we're having a quick break, quick coffee break, to give everybody a chance to stretch your legs or grab a cuppa, and then we're going to start in 2 minutes time. So in the meantime, if you know how now to use your QR code where you're scanning with your phone, please scan it in and give it a shot. And let us know which operating system on your smartphone are you using. I see this little guy keeps jumping around. Yeah, let's try and hide him somewhere else. Okay, so you might just need to check your phone, your manufacturer's details, and see which QR scanning apps you can maybe use or download as additionals. All right, so guys, I hope you guys managed to do or scan your QR code. Richard, what sort of responses are we getting?
Sorry, David.
Yes, Prof.
Sorry to disrupt. Banele will be off for the next 30 minutes. Ne?
Okay, no problem.
He's pulled into an urgent meeting.
Oh dear. Okay, no problem. We're going to continue. So yeah, not a problem. Thanks, Prof. Much appreciated. Oh wow, there we go. So looks like we've got Android is currently winning. Go Android, go! And then we've got iOS, and then third is I don't know. Oh dear. Okay, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll show you how to check which are you using. Okay, guys, so thanks, Richard. That's awesome. It's good to see that we're getting some responses from you guys. So let's continue. Let's quickly see what is next on our to-do list. Okay, so now we're going to look at, now yesterday I did share with you about device care, right? So let me just go back there. So if you did miss yesterday's session, there is a recording. Let me just show you guys that because I know it was asked. So remember, if you go to the add-off site, you go to the mobile learning, you'll log in, you'll just scroll down to the bottom. You'll see there's an option now saying recordings. And there we go. Okay, so the recordings, the web recordings, and the presentation that we used yesterday. So there we go, guys. So the questions that you were saying, where do we find the recording? This is where you find it. And today's session will be uploaded as when we're done. It'll be day 2, and we'll also put it in there as well. So you guys then can go watch and see everything that we've done. Okay, so thanks for letting us know, Prof. I see a message has come through. Okay, so that's where the recordings are sitting. So as I was saying, with your device care, so that's a really critical element. So you go to your settings, then you just scroll down, and for a Samsung, you will find device care. Okay, it looks something like this. And yesterday we did show you about the battery, so mine is fully charged, the storage, how much space we've got, the memory, how to clear that memory just to get that your device working as efficiently as possible. So like in my case, I'm just going to clear some of that because it's just eating up my memory, and I want my phone to be optimally performing. Let's say I'm going to write an exam, for example. That's a good thing to do. Then the question came in, okay, with regards to storage, right? I'm deleting stuff, I'm deleting videos, but I'm not really seeing any difference. What's happening? Now, that's a very good question. So when I scroll down, I'm just going to close all these little reminder pop-ups. You'll see there's your recycle bin. Okay, you all see it over there? There's your recycle bin. So if I go select it, then I'm going to see, wow, I've actually got quite a lot of things I've deleted, but they're actually still sitting in the recycle bin. So just like your Windows operating system, it also has a recycle bin. Until you empty the recycle bin, the information is still sitting there actually. Okay, cool. So that's great. How do I delete it? Okay, on the top right corner, you'll see the ellipse, the dot, dot, dot. You click on it. Oh, no, not that one. Sorry, first click on files, for example. Yes, there we go. There's the files I don't need anymore. Now I click on the dot, 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 and then I can click on empty. Then at the bottom, it's going to say, do you really want to delete all these things? I said, yes, now it's permanently deleted. And there we go. Then I can do the same for Samsung notes. And I can actually go and delete the ones that I don't need anymore. And you simply just go and edit empty, sorry, your recycle bin. So there we go, guys. It's a very good question that we got from yesterday. And now you'll see it recalculates my storage space. Okay, it's going to be very tiny. 6 megabytes is very, very small. But if you had lots of information in there, you definitely see quite a nice jump in terms of what's available. So that was a very nice question we got from yesterday, and I thought we just need to show you that as well. Okay, so let me close those apps. Now you'll notice what I'm doing when I'm opening apps, right? Like this one. And I find this a lot with people. You guys open lots and lots and lots of apps. Remember, those apps are all running now, right? So when I hit this little guy in the bottom left-hand corner, 3 little stripes, sort of a pop-up menu, then you'll see there's a close all option. So that's also quite useful. Hit close all, because then it closes all those apps that were currently running that you don't necessarily need open. That's just a quick way of doing it, just to make sure that there's nothing running. I know people have bazillion things running, and then they wonder why the device is getting slow. Okay, so the recycle bin, we've tackled it as well. Okay, just remember the service mode, as I just warned you. If you do run this with your Samsung, it is a little bit tricky to move out of it if you've selected one of the options that you need to test. So you have to complete the test, in other words. Another question that comes up is flight mode. And now with your exams, that comes up a lot. People say, okay, how do I put it onto flight mode? I don't know how to do that. All right, let's quickly have a look. Let me open my phone. I'm going to do the, whoops, there's a message, just quickly got rid of it. So I just hit the quick access. I just scroll down with my finger, and there I can see flight mode right over there. So when I hit flight mode, you're going to notice it's automatically going to switch off some of the services of your phone. Okay, that's perfectly what it's meant to do. This is the mode that you're meant to do or use when you're climbing in an aircraft, because you don't want to bugger up the flight controls and end up crashing the airplane. Okay, very small chance of that happening, by the way, but yeah, that's actually where flight mode came in, to be honest. Yeah, so if you select it now, you'll see mobile data is off, Wi-Fi is off, hotspotting is off, all of these things are off. So now if I hit flight mode again, and Bluetooth is off. All right, and then it will reactivate those features that should have been switched on. So that's quite a useful option there, flight mode. Okay, so it then basically switches off. So for your exam, for the invigilating app, if I remember correctly, Richard, students can use the flight mode so nobody phones you when you're writing your exam. So that's quite a good benefit there. Then the next thing we can have a look at is your browser tabs. Okay, so this is also quite interesting. Now, remember, guys, you've got a Samsung browser, all right, that you can access, and you've got Google Chrome. A lot of people think it's the same thing. It's actually a different browser altogether. So let me go and open Google Chrome. So I'm just selecting my menu option where I can see Google's installed. There's my Gmail and my Drive, Google Drive, Maps and YouTube and all those apps that you would normally find there. I hit the Chrome button, and then I can actually see what's going on here. Aha, David's been very busy. So the first thing I can detect is that little 5 that you're seeing on this top part of your screen, this one. That basically means you've got 5 tabs that are open. So what does that mean? So if I go click on this little option, it says I've got 5 different pages that I've actually opened. Okay, which means they're all running inside your browser and they're all eating up memory as well. So ideally for exams, the best performance for your device, close all the tabs that you do not need. How do I do that? Easy. I just click on the X and on the X, on the X, on the X, and on the X. And there we go. Now I've closed everything and the browser closes. So if I hit Google now again, it's going to probably go to my home page, which is the views.coza. I've never changed it. So yep, there it pops up there. So let me go to the Adov site. So go to adov.unisa.ac.za. Right, now you'll notice the text is tiny. It's really, really small. Now, why is it doing that? Okay, let's go have a look at our settings. So at the top right-hand corner, we've got the ... So I'm just going to click on it. It's called Customize. And then you'll see there's an option here saying Desktop Site. Aha! Desktop Site, guys, this is really for when you want your browser to behave like it's on your desktop of your laptop or your desktop computer. So that's basically what Google can do. It can sort of mimic or simulate exactly how the browser works on your laptop or your desktop. It's kind of useful, that option, because it might make it a little bit easier in terms of how your exam is going to fit on your screen. So that's actually why we do recommend that you play around with this setting and the landscape setting, and I'll show you that now still, to make sure that if you're doing a multiple choice, and let's say it's using the Moodle proctoring app, that you are then comfortable with your device and how it works. So I can unselect the desktop option. And immediately you'll notice this changes. You notice it's a lot bigger. It's easier to read because now we're actually in a mobile view. This is how the mobile device would look at it. Then I can hit Adov and it takes me back to my home page. So that's quite interesting and important. So that's definitely one setting that you need to consider. Now what I want to show you is, you'll see there's an option called portrait, and I'm just selecting it there. Now auto rotate has just come up. That basically means when it's currently off, my phone by default will always be portrait. It's not going to go landscape and it won't change. If I select this option, auto rotate says now, well, I'm going to pick up what you're doing with your device and I'm going to adjust accordingly. So if I now go and swap it around, there we go. Now you'll see on the screen it also changes. I've just gone to landscape and now you can see how the web browser is looking on my screen. Okay, so it's kind of cool option, hey? You can actually set your device that it stays like that. So there we go. Right, you can see the auto rotators over there now. If I unselect that option, now it's going to lock it in and it's going to keep it this way. Even if I move my phone like I'm doing, it's not going to do anything. Now it's going to stay in this format. So check out this setting. This is kind of useful and you definitely can actually think about this for your exams as well. So there we go. Right, and then you can scan and do what you want to do. So I like, one of the things I do like a lot is, especially with Moodle proctoring, because I know that one you can actually do it on your phone. And I see my noisy neighbors arrived. He's making a huge noise as usual. So hopefully it's not coming through. I go to Moodle proctoring, for example, and I just want to do the demo. So if you've never done or gone onto this website, just remember, we've got the practice exams here for you to test out your device, to make sure your device is working perfectly for your exam. Then I'm just going to say continue. I'm just going to say yes. I'm going to select my life option. Okay, there it's even telling me, okay, Google is trying to do the mobile site. No problem, you can go to your settings and change it. Exactly the settings I was showing you. But that's fine, I want to use it this way, deliberately so. Then I go find my MCQ question, I zap it. All right, then I go down. And then the start button comes up. So yeah, this is kind of what we're showing you in the exam training. Wow, there you can just see my face. So it means the camera now activated itself because it's set that way to do so. And I just tick it over here, and then I can actually start the attempt. So the important part here, guys, is we really want to show you, if you go landscape, how does your question actually fit on your screen? And that's kind of important, because the more you can see the question, the easier it is for you. Then the other interesting part is on the right hand side, you'll see there's a little arrow, also like a little drop down menu. If I click on it and then I scroll down, that's where the camera is headed now. Okay, so it didn't disappear, it's still there, it's still running, it's just hidden away there because you've got so much little space on your screen. So that's why it's like that. So let me just close that part. And there we go. So this is something, guys, definitely you need to go try it out. I know in our exam training, we actually do tell you, go try out these settings to see how it looks. So hopefully now today you've seen, okay, David, I see what you mean when I say go to landscape and see how it behaves. Because ideally you want to be able to see your question and be able to answer the questions. Because remember, Moodle proctoring, it's only multiple choice. So it makes it kind of easy then to set up. So hopefully that will help you guys as well. Something useful there that you can look at. Okay, let me just move along. Let me put my little guy back to landscape portrait, please. Give it a few seconds, it should update itself. Okay, so then we've looked at browser tabs. Yes, Richard.
Just a quick one. Got a few questions regarding the flight mode.
Yes.
So just to clarify, so remember, for instance, the Invigilator app, when you use your phone, for instance, with the Invigilator app, you can put it into flight mode once you scan the QR code and it's started. And then you know, just before then, when you're going to upload, then you put it off flight mode again. So it's the same with the written exams. You need connectivity when you go download your exam script, and then at the end when you upload it. So in between that time, you do not need connectivity. But now, say you're using Moodle proctoring. Now remember, Moodle proctoring needs connectivity the whole time, because it's also a quiz that you do online. So you need to obviously load the next questions. So in that situation, you know, especially if you're using your phone as a hotspot that was mentioned, what you can do is then put your phone on do not disturb, so you don't get notifications, all of that. You know, or it does, you still get them, but you aren't notified about them. So that is an alternative that you can use if you need to maintain connectivity, is to put your phone into do not disturb mode, so that you at least still have, if you're using it as a hotspot, that you've got connectivity. Thanks, David. David, we also just had another one. They missed the part where you go to manage storage. If you can just perhaps highlight that again as well, please.
Oh, under device care.
Yes, storage.
Okay, super. All right, no problem, guys. That's why we're here. Okay, so let me show you guys. Okay, how do we get back to device care? Because remember, guys, device care is where you can manage the storage, the memory of the phone to make sure it is as fast as it possibly can be. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my settings. All right, so you'll find it's this little guy over here, settings of your device. This is a Samsung I'm using. So yep, sometimes the name is a little bit different depending which device you're using. And there you'll find device care. So it's normally this green little icon over here. And then I select it like that. All right, and then it basically gives me the sort of the four major important parts. Is your battery, how's it performing, the storage.
David, you're not sharing?
Oh, you're kidding. Oh no, I'm talking and I'm not even sharing. Okay, then I must go back. Let me start again. Okay, let's go again. All right, so first thing, go to settings. So there's my settings option. I select it. Then I scroll down a little bit. Okay, and then you'll find device care. There she is. Then you select it. And this is where you then see the battery, the storage, the memory, and of course the antivirus, the malware protection. Hey, but if you're not installing nonsense or going on bad websites, you should be fine. You shouldn't have any issues. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit storage. And then automatically it's going to then tell me, all right, this is how much space you've used. There it is. Out of the maximum amount on the device currently, these are the areas that are actually eating your space. And if you show more, then it actually gives you a nice outline of everything that's been eaten over there. So this is how you can then manage your storage. So if you go and see, wow, I've got lots of videos I don't need anymore, and I go delete them, then you still need to go to the recycle bin and actually go and empty the recycle bin so that it's emptied out. Okay, so that's quite important over there. So hopefully that answers the question. So have a look at device care, very useful feature. It can really tell you how you are performing, your device is performing. So it's definitely worthwhile understanding this one. So go play around with it and make sure that you are comfortably using it. All right, so let's continue, guys. Clearing of cookies. I'm sure you've probably heard or seen this like a billion times where people say, no, to fix the problem, just clear your cookies. Okay, how do we do that? How do we clear cookies? So let me open Google Chrome again. All right, I'm just going to open this one. Okay, it's probably remembering where I was. So great. So on the top right-hand corner, you got that little ... the ellipse. And then you've got a nice option over there, delete browsing data. Okay, so if I go click on this option, and then it's basically going to tell me cookies, cache, other site information, everything like that. So let me just click on it. There's even passwords or anything else that you remembered. You can actually just tick these blocks and then it will automatically clear them now when you delete the data. So if you accidentally say to the system, remember me, now you know how to go delete it so that it doesn't remember you anymore. Or if it remembers what you've typed in before and it preempts you and it automatically puts in your email address and you don't want that, then you can come select this little option that then can clear that it's what the browser is remembering. So that's also very, very useful, guys. So this is actually how you can delete everything. So we talk about cookies all the time, and now Lindiwe mentioned she's going to eat them, but we're talking about the other type of cookies now this morning. What are cookies, guys? So in the chat, maybe just post when we talk about cookies, and we're talking about computer cookies, in your head, or what do you know? Can you define what are cookies? And let's post it in the Teams chat there. Let's have a see what you guys are saying. All right, let's have a see. Anybody can tell us what are these cookies that people love referring to? And you'll see it's actually very important why we need to talk about cookies. So far, nobody's brave to post in the chat. Aha, there we go. At least we've got one brave person so far. Text from a browser you visited. On the right track, definitely. Adverts. Not quite. Yeah, there's some element there, yes. Browsing history, yes, good. The website address that I've visited, yes. Okay, you guys are all picking pieces of the cookie. So basically that cookie, guys, is a file that gets automatically downloaded to your device when you're visiting a website. So if the website has, like you said, there adverts in or videos in, it basically remembers that, okay, you've been here before, therefore I can kind of remember who you are, and I can kind of refer to that cookie file to say you've been here before. So it's sort of like a little memory file that it remembers you being on a website. Now, why do we need to clear those little guys and delete them every now and then? Let's say you're going on to MyUnisa's website and they've done some upgrades, and for whatever reason, the cookie that's sitting on your device becomes corrupt or it's out of date. And now when you try to go back to MyUnisa, it somehow gets funny errors or doesn't open correctly. And when you ask someone, they say, no, just go delete the cookies. And that's basically what the cookie is going to be doing. So that's why we want you to actually delete them so that it doesn't remember that you've been on the website. So when you go back on the website, then it will actually remember you and have the latest information from the website. But tell me, some lecturers said you must not delete cookies. No, definitely you should delete cookies. Remember, they are temporary files and they will just eat up space and memory of your browser. At some point, your browser is going to slow down a lot, actually, if you don't clear out the cookies every now and then. So please, you must actually clear out the cookies so that you don't have the problem, especially when the website is updated. And there, Richard just posted a real Microsoft answer to what are cookies. Okay, actually, that's a very detailed answer. Yes?
Actually, that's Lawazi's answer.
Oh, awesome, Lawazi, you beautiful thing. Okay, so there we go. See, Lawazi could even have helped you guys with a quick answer there. So there we go. Thanks, Lawazi. So yes, guys, cookies are those little files. So now, how do we delete them? This is how we delete them over here. So I just want to go back one step for you. I'm using Google Chrome as an example.
Just share again.
Oh dear me. Yep. Okay, yep, there we go. So I'm just using Google Chrome because I know you guys use this one for your exams. So I click on the ... delete browsing data, and then you can just go check all the options out for yourself. If you're happy with all those, then you just click on delete. And there we go. So deleting cookies is a good thing, guys. It's not a bad thing. And it just keeps those websites that you're going to. The next time you go back to the website, the file then will rewrite itself. So the latest version and everything like that, as Lawazi told us, all their piece of info then will be updated. So it is something that you should do. It will definitely improve your browser's performance. So that's quite important as well. Now, here's a fun one. Do you all know how to do a screen grab? Okay, now, depending on your device, guys, this is quite an interesting one. With the Samsung, you use the power button and volume down button. You hit them together and it takes a pic. So if you're seeing my screen, you just notice now that it's actually popping up. So depending on your device, it might be a different combination of keys. You might use your Copilot just to understand for this browser or this device at least, how do I do a screen grab? It's quite useful to be able to do a screen grab because there's a lot of information that you can actually keep for yourself quickly that you can refer to. I love doing it actually, like the shopping list. Do a quick screen grab and then I don't have to browse my phone to try and find what did I miss. Okay, so now that I've done a screen grab, right, then I can go to normally it's your gallery, so you can just go zap that one, and then you will actually see under today. You can organize it though, but for me it's today. There is my screen grab. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually zooming in. So if I'm my doctor and he's had a look at my sugar for the last 7 days, now you can zoom in. So using the zoom is basically your index finger and your thumb, and you can simply just move closer or further away from them to get the feeling of zooming in and zooming out. It's something you're just going to have to go play with, guys. It's quite tricky to explain, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. So zooming, you just move your fingers away from each other or to each other, zooming in and zooming out. So that's quite useful. I'm very happy to say my sugar is actually looking very good. So yes, so that's why we have this feature. So if you've got a document like here, a person sent me some information. Now that's really small. I can't read that for the life of me. Now I can zoom in and I can move it around. And now I can actually go read about some document or some settings that you can fiddle with in your program. Yeah, it's a beautiful picture. So I'm zooming in, zooming out. This is stunning. Richard created this for the Digital Humanities Project. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. That's one of the nice graphics there. So zooming in, zooming out, quite a nice, simple thing to do, quite important to be able to do. That's also quite fine. Downloading a picture. All right, how do we download pictures? That's a good question. You can do a screen grab. That's one option. I find on Facebook, funny enough, I find this is probably the easiest place to grab a picture. And that's why I'm going to demonstrate for you today. For example, yeah, we've got this poor chap that passed away very, very young. I'm very sad to hear that. For example, I just wanted to keep this picture. I can just keep my finger on the image. Oh, now it's probably blocked, eh? Yeah, it's not allowing me. Okay, certain pictures, they're not going to let you actually to take down the picture. I see they are blocking a lot of these things now, so we can't do that anymore. Oh, that sucks. Okay, let me just open the picture, try again. Ah, there we go. Okay, I see what I was doing. Okay, so what I did is, let me just go back one step. For example, here's some sort of comic over here. So I want to keep this picture, right? So all I'm going to do is double tap the picture. So now you'll notice your picture is sort of in view only mode. And then I can keep my finger on the picture, and then it basically says, okay, you can either save it to your phone or you can share externally to WhatsApp or whatever other device or app that you're using. And then it can actually save it that way. So then I can just say save. Okay, and then it says save to your device. So if I go back to my gallery, and it should be, there it is. There's the picture I just saved from Facebook. I know a lot of these tools nowadays, you can't save anymore directly like this. I know Facebook still does allow it to some point, but with the whole copyright and things like that, please, yeah, don't copy people's stuff and then share it as your own. Okay, just remember all those rules and things. But yeah, there we go. So that's how you can actually share some pictures. So if you've got something on MyUnisa, maybe the lecturer has put in a diagram or some description, then this is a nice way for you to actually go save it to your device. So that's quite nice as well. Anything on your side, Richard?
David, I'm just quickly sending it right through now. So I saw there was a question, for instance, how do you access a PDF document with the Invigilator app? Now, remember the Invigilator app actually has a built-in web browser. So although you can't, how can I say, go away from the app, once you have started the actual invigilation, let me just quickly find the slide. I'll share it with you. You'll notice there at the top is Access Browser, and that will open up the My Exams platform. And you can actually access the PDF from there. So if you're only using one device, remember, then you can access the browser from the top. So practice that as well then when you do the mock exam, so that you know how this works exactly. And the PDF actually does show in there as well. So you can then navigate between the app and the browser very quickly, so you have access to all your questions. But my advice will still be, if possible, use 2 devices. Even if you have to borrow somebody's device for that duration, one is to access my exams and the other one is to run the Invigilator app. Just makes it a bit easier to use. So if it's your laptop with the Invigilator app or even 2 mobile devices, it just makes it a bit easier so you don't have to worry about, accessing the browser and all of that during your assessment.
All right, great. I'm glad students are asking, because that means they're thinking ahead. They're thinking about the exam that's coming up and what are they going to do. Guys, just remember, 12 o'clock, we are having an exam session. Richard and myself and most of the team is going to be there. So you will have opportunities to actually ask questions. All right. And we'll also share, before we go there, the My Exam course site that you can actually go and practice and get all the recordings and all the steps you need to follow and how to get assistance. Everything is actually sitting on that course site for My Exams. We will show you that today because we do understand that we're having a session. It'll be good for you then to know what we're covering in the next session as well. Okay, so let's continue with the technical stuff. I know we are sharing a lot of technical stuff with you, and I hope this is really helping you, really getting to understand how your device works. So let's have a look at the next thing. So one thing is students love to connect their devices to the laptop. So if you do have that opportunity, you've got a smartphone and you've got a laptop, how can I actually connect the two together? It's actually quite easy. You could actually use a cable, depending on your phone. You get a nice USB-C cable, and if your laptop also has it, you simply just connect the two of them. Then what will happen is your browser, or not your browser, your file explorer at least, will actually pick up your device over there. Sometimes you might need to tell the device, your device, please let it behave as if it's a USB. All right, there's a setting like that depending on your device, so that you can access the internal storage. Because remember, pretty much your device, guys, is really a little small computer. It's got all the same sort of technology sitting in it, just it's a lot smaller. So that's why you'll see that this now will behave like internal storage as well. So if I double click it, you'll come up with all this. Just be careful here that you don't delete things and things like that, because you can do a little bit of damage to your device, because if I delete the movies folder, it will delete it on the device itself. So then it's gone. And then you might have to go check your recycle bin. I know with DSIM, this is normally where you can go find your screenshots. All right, so there we can go see all the files that you can then copy and paste and go put them onto your computer. So that's also quite useful, guys, because if you're running out of space, then this is also an option. Instead of deleting your things, maybe just go find the pictures that you want to keep and then go copy them over to your C drive. And once they're there, then you can come delete them here, because now I'm looking at the files actually on my device. So let me see what else. Under camera, okay, a whole bunch of pictures, mostly my wife there. You'll notice the thing with your camera pictures. Immediately, it's the first thing you'll notice is the file sizes are usually very big, because your camera is most likely an HD camera. So when you're taking those pictures, definitely they're going to eat a lot of space. You can also go check out your images. That's my dog lying on its bed, but lying his head on the bed. I mean, that's just a classic. What a funny pooch. But anyways, I took the picture and I showed the kids what the dog was up to. So that's about nearly 2 megs. So this can eat your space up very quickly. So videos, pictures, generally, that's where most of your data will be sitting. Okay, so you kind of need to explore a little bit. I know with WhatsApp, guys, you must actually check out WhatsApp. That one eats tons of space. It really, because a lot of the pictures and stuff that you're sharing, videos, it all sits on your device. So that's something you should definitely go fill around with. Let me see if I can find WhatsApp. I know it's usually in here somewhere. You probably just need to explore a bit. I think there it is, WhatsApp, the cache. Let me see what, okay, not too much. I think mine is kind of clear. But generally, you can find pictures and all sorts of things sitting on WhatsApp, and it's a lot of data sitting there. So go check out that as well. How do I know? All right, let's quickly go have a look at our phone again. You can go to your settings, if you want to check which apps is really using a lot of space, a different way of doing it, just scroll down until you find the option that says apps, and there she is. There it is. Go click on it. Now it's going to load up all the apps and actually show you which of these apps is eating all your drive space. Okay, then you'll see there's this nice little sort button, so you can just simply select it, and we can go, let's say, according to size, because that will make it useful for me. Click on OK. Samsung Internet, 1.25 gigabytes has been gobbled up by that app. I'm quite surprised that the Huawei Health app is that much. Facebook, there's a gig. So here's a nice way, guys, of actually seeing which of these apps is actually eating up all my space. All right, so what can I do? Right, let me go for, let me do Samsung Internet. I click on it. Now I want to go and see, what cookies and storage are you using? So there's the storage option. The battery is almost nothing, so it's not draining my battery. But storage, definitely it's eating a lot of space there. There's my cache. Now this is only for this application, not all of them. So now I can say, okay, you're eating up this much data, this much cache. Let me go clear them quickly. Give it a few seconds, and I'm also going to clear my data. Why not? Whatever's on that browser, I'll just have to find it again anyway. Okay, so now give it a few seconds, and now you'll notice, there we go. Can you see how much space I've just cleared by clearing that app? But now you must just remember, if it's Facebook, for example, or YouTube, for example, you're going to then lose everything that's kind of hanging in the memory to say this is where you were, these are the websites you were viewing. It's got rid of all of that. And if you have to log in, you're going to have to re-log in again. So just remember, make sure you've got your username and password before you clear this type of information. But there we go, guys. So that's another way of actually looking at apps and getting to understand which of these apps is actually eating a lot of my space. So that's quite useful as well. Richard, if Banelli does come back, just give me a shout though. But yeah, otherwise what he needs to show you today, we can hopefully then show you tomorrow, guys. Because I know he does have a few things he would like to show you. Right, so let's see what else. Yes.
Vanilla has come back. I just also quickly want to share.
Sure, go for it.
Sharing my screen quickly. Remember, for the iPhone users, you won't be able to connect your phone as David did and access the apps and files directly. But how you can access your photos and settings is also by just going to iCloud. So it's iCloud.com. So you sign in here. And you sign in with your Apple account, so whichever email you used, you just sign in. We'll generally sometimes ask you then to enter the PIN as well that's been sent to you to your device to allow part of the two-factor authentication. And remember, you can trust this if it's your own browser, but if it's not, then you can always access it from a different place. And here you can see you can actually access your photos, your mail, all of that within your browser directly. So it gives you a nice interface, you know, to manage your photos and things, or if you want to get a photo or document from your phone to your, you know, want to download it from here to submit perhaps online. You can actually access your drive from here as well. So we will show you OneDrive tomorrow, but this is also an alternative way where you can quickly get files from one device to another using the browser. Thank you, David. Benele, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm back.
Thanks, Benele.
Okay, great stuff, Benele. So I've covered quite a few of the items, Benele. So for example, let me just run through. I've showed the students, okay, after you'd left, the service mode, flight mode, we've gone through. We went through device care again, just to show them the recycling bin. Then we also looked at the browser, the tabs, clearing the cookies, screen grabs, zooming in and out, downloading a picture. We also had a look at the browser orientation. And then I just showed them now connecting to a laptop. Is there anything else that you'd really want to come and show them? I still need to show them how to do mobile hotspotting. So that's something we can maybe both show them. If there's anything else that you really feel this is important, if you're using an iPhone, check out these settings that could maybe help you.
Yes, just one thing I think that would be really important around increasing productivity, and that's the ability to connect a mouse and a keyboard to your phone. Now, this is, a way for you to, rather than typing on your phone screen, you can just get a phone stand, Bluetooth mouse and keyboard, and you can start typing. So let me just show this on camera. It's right here. I've got a keyboard, as you can see, and I've got the mouse right here. So this is both a Bluetooth keyboard, right? That one can download. Sorry, the one can. I'm so used to downloading things. You can buy this keyboard, right? Something similar. So you're looking for a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard. And when you connect it to your phone, you can type using that. So I've got mine connected onto my smartphone. And when I open up Microsoft Word, rather than using the on-screen keyboard, I can use the actual physical hardware. So this does increase productivity with regards to typing faster and all of that stuff. So, yeah. Okay.
All right.
If you want me to demo it, I can show it what this looks like in terms of typing, but essentially it just gives you more screen real estate because the keyboard doesn't show up on your actual phone, and you can go ahead and start typing, and yeah. It's quite useful in terms of being productive.
Awesome.
So I'm going to create a empty Word document. And I'll just start typing on the keyboard because I have got it already connected. I'll also share my camera, but as and when I start pressing on the keyboard, this is me typing out a document, and it's better than using the on-screen keyboard. And as mentioned, rather than having the keyboard on the screen, which takes up your space and you can't really see much, but once you've got this one connected and you start using it, you get to see more on the screen, and the keyboard basically minimizes, and you've got more options to work, and then you've got your formatting options right here at the bottom. So it's a cool feature that I think if you do have if you do make that investment, then it'll go a long way. And now that the mouse is connected, you can see the cursor right there. So now I'm using this mouse right here, and I'm able to simulate a PC. Now this is if the phone is your only device, but remember, if you do have a laptop and your phone is a companion device, then 100%, I mean, you can always rely on your laptop. But if this is your only device, then I think investing in this keyboard would be a good investment. So yeah, thanks for that, David, back to you.
All right, thanks, Banele. That is so cool, guys. I hope you guys caught that you can actually enhance your device by just getting some extra peripherals that you can actually connect to your device, and then it can make it easier to work with. So I love that idea. I'd love if we could actually, yeah, it's a pity, hey, we wouldn't be able to get those devices, but I think what we can do maybe for next year is we can definitely see if we can get those devices, and then actually what will happen is, guys, just to jump my other conversation I'm having with myself, for next year, we are going to be coming around the regions. We're going to be visiting all the regions, and we're going to be doing this type of workshops with you as well. We've got a HerTech series, which is very much developed for ladies with technology. Then we've got this one, the mobile learning, and we've got the AI that we also got that will be coming around. So that's what I'm thinking, and I'm actually just writing it down quickly. So when we buy equipment, we can actually buy this equipment and bring it with, so that you guys can see practically firsthand how to do these things. So Vanilla, I think we might be dragging you with us wherever we go around the country. I think that is really awesome. So I love this idea of actually enhancing your technology, that your device that you've got. Okay, I'm not sharing anything at the minute. I'm going to share now again. So before we hit our next break, because I see we've moved on quite a lot, I just posted some things about the exams, guys, the chat. If you've got problems with the exam, I've just posted in there so you guys can see what needs to happen or what you need to do in case you've got any problems. But as I said, we are covering that. Okay, so I don't want to read my chat there. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys is hotspotting. So this is quite important, especially in the case you're writing an exam and for whatever reason, Richard's now sending me a note. Thanks, Richard. And let's say your internet, your fiber goes down, and now you need to write an exam. What are you going to do? Okay, so this is what you can do. If you've got data on your smartphone, then you can basically go to your quick access again, and then you'll see there's an option saying mobile hotspot. And immediately it's going to say to me, okay, you can't have mobile hotspot and Wi-Fi running at the same time. It's one or the other. Do I switch off the Wi-Fi? And I'm going to say, yes, switch it off for me, please. Okay, so that's fine. So now my mobile device has actually become sort of an internet device that I can use to connect, a router. Okay, so now you'll see it's currently on. You can see it's busy broadcasting there. So let me go check my laptop now. And I'm going to go and see. All right, so currently I'm connected with my fiber, but now let me just go down, down, down. Give it a few seconds. I know it doesn't come up immediately. Well, I can't click on disconnect because that means I'm going to jump off the meeting. But eventually you'll see my phone is going to pop up here, indicating that are now available to connect. I've got so many people around me with Wi-Fi, so it could take a while. Let me just close it, retry it again. Okay, so eventually it'll pop up. It's normally called, there we go, Galaxy. So there's my phone. So all I would do then is I would click on it, and then it would want me to type in a security key. Where do I get that security key from? Okay, from my smartphone. So all I'm going to do then is on this side, I'm going to click and hold my finger down on the mobile option. And then it's going to say, this is the network's name. There's the password. So if you're living near me, please do not come here. I'm going to change my password. So there's my password for my hotspot. So when I click here and I say connect, I need to type in this password in the little block that's going to appear. Then give it a few seconds and then it's going to say you are then connected. So that's how you can hotspot, guys. Very easy to do. You definitely, this is a skill you must be able to use. If you've got a laptop and you've got a smartphone, go and do. You are able to do this just in case the Wi-Fi or the fiber goes off and you have to be online. It will tell you how much data it's using. So currently it's nothing because I haven't connected to it. And basically that's it as well. There's even a QR code that you can go and scan, unbelievably. So you can actually go scan that and share it with other people who want to hotspot from you. So all they're going to do is open their QR scanner, scan it, and then they can connect to your phone being the hotspot. Pretty cool, guys. So this is awesome skills. You definitely need to know how to hotspot. This has saved my bacon many, many times when we're having an urgent meeting and typically the Wi-Fi or the fiber goes down just when you don't need it to go down. It does happen, guys. So check out that option. Very, very easy to set up as well. I definitely need to change my password though in case anybody lives close to me. So yes, guys, so that's pretty much it. Then the last thing I want to show you before our break is shopping around. So one of the students was asking us, well, how do I know if this is a good device or not? Okay, it's quite a loaded question. So I'm just going to quickly pop over to Incredible. Let me just use them as an example. Credible Connection. I'm going to go on their website. Now this applies to your smartphones as much as your laptops, guys. Similar things you're going to look for. All right, so there's a beautiful laptop. So there's your smartphones. So let's have a look quickly at this one over here. So for example, if I need to buy a laptop for my studies, what am I going to look for? A couple of things that are very, very important. The first one being, what type of processor does the device have? So there you need to do a bit of homework. You need to understand, okay, if I'm doing this, what am I going to get? Now, if you see the word Celeron, please close that page and run away. Celeron, guys, is a very, very elementary processor. It's really slow and it's not going to give you anything worthwhile. It's going to be very frustrating using those laptops. I did see quite a number of these laptops when students come to me in a computer lab and they say, this is what I've got, and immediately when I check and I see Celeron, I just want to jump out the window because it's really going to be slow. It's not going to function that well. Okay, I know you're not playing games and stuff, but as a gamer, definitely Celeron will never work. You kind of need to decide between Intel or AMD. AMD is also a chip manufacturer. Those are the two that we generally go to. You'll just have to do some homework. i7, i9, i11, very good processors. Absolutely, they can work fine. Your Ryzen processor, also AMD, beautiful. It will do the job. It will run very nicely. Most of the time, you don't maximize your processor mostly anyway, guys. So it's nice, i7 or even i5 can do the job. It's not a problem. You don't have to go for the very latest one in terms of processors because you're actually just going to pay a lot of money and you're never going to really use it. The second item that goes hand in hand with your processor is your type of storage. SSD is the new technology. Well, not that new, it's been around for a while. It's like your USB, similar technology, super quick, very fast. So when you start up your laptop, within quite literally a few seconds, the login page is going to pop up. SSD is a minimum as well. Do not go for the old HDD hard drives, those old mechanical ones. They are very outdated, very slow. Doesn't matter how fast your processor is, if your hard drive is that old technology, it's going to slow down your laptop. So don't even bother with that one. So make sure you go for SSD and a decent processor, non-Celeron, please. The rest of the stuff is pretty much standard. The size of the screen, the RAM that you've got available, that's also kind of important. 8 meg minimum, definitely that should do the job. Remember, the RAM is your temporary memory. Just like I showed you here under device care. Remember, there we also showed you how the, let me just quickly log in there because I see my screen locked itself. Remember, that's the same memory. I just want to compare you guys quickly here that we showed you under device care. So when we talk about this RAM, this is actually the memory we're talking about on your smartphone device. It does the same job for you. So yeah, so that's very important. But for your smartphone, I think what I've got up to 6 is perfect. It can do the job, no problem. But I know most of these new smartphones are very powerful actually, because you're paying for it too. So yeah, so those are the 3 components, guys. If you're looking at a laptop, if you're looking at a smartphone, those smartphones, you generally don't go look at the process and things like that. You just, yeah, they tend to work fast anyway. But a little bit more with laptops, yes, consider the processor. It must have SSD storage and at least 8 meg of RAM. The rest of the stuff doesn't matter who the manufacturer is, generally doesn't matter. It's pretty much all made in the same place. Although the support is kind of important, so you might want to just do some Googling, searching here to see what type of support do you get from Dell or Intel or whoever it might be. So yeah, so that was quite an interesting question that you guys did ask us as well. But thank you for those questions. We actually do cover this in very much huge detail in the HerTech series that Richard will actually show you once he's back. He's quickly gone for a meeting. Okay, so now we're going to have
So David, just a quick one, yes, right?
Go for it.
And I think most of us tend to realize this once we've or got the laptop, because typically the lifespan would be around 5 years, give or take. So that's enough for your schooling career. But the one thing that I think most people overlook is the number pad. Now, depending on the course that you're doing, if you're going to be crunching a whole lot of numbers, it is advantageous for you to get a laptop that has a number pad, because it's easier to type numbers and work in Excel. If you get a 13 or 14-inch laptop that does not have the number pad on the right-hand side, trust me, you will struggle using the numbers right at the top of the keyboard. So that's why I've got a dedicated keyboard that has the number pad, which is an external keyboard. So something worth considering if you're working a lot with numbers, please make sure that your laptop is one that has a number pad. It will be a 15-inch laptop, but it's fit for purpose because you're working with numbers. If not, then it's up to you. Then you don't really have to keep that as a key consideration. But if you're working a lot with numbers, yes, a number pad is necessary. Thanks.
Thanks, Panele. Yes, that's very good input, guys. So those guys that are doing maths and programming probably as well, hey, they consider that feature as well. That is actually very, very interesting. So definitely they have just zoomed in on the picture to show you this is what Panele was referring to. If you don't have this here, that means you've got to use them there, and then it becomes a bit of a typing practice. Eh? So yeah, this is actually a very, very useful feature of this model that I see. So hopefully that, guys, a little bit extra something we've just added in for today. Hopefully that can also help you if you've got any decisions about buying a laptop in the distant future or not too distant future. All right, so there we've actually covered all the technical elements that we wanted to show you. So we're just going to have a quick 5-minute break again. So while we're having the break, again, I put the QR code, so please give it a shot. Scan it in and let us know, what is the brand or the model of your smartphone? Are you able to identify it? If not, we will actually show you once you come back. So we're going to give you 4 more minutes. Have a quick coffee, stretch the legs, and then we'll be back again. All right, we are back again. Yep. Well, sorry, we only had a 4-minute break, not even a 5-minute break on this one. And well, I don't even know if it's possible to make a cup of coffee in like 5 minutes anymore. So, so I hope you guys have managed to do the QR code. Hope you've scanned it in. Let us know what smartphone or model you're using. All right, so it's quite a good question. How do I know these things? How do I know my phone is up to date? So let me quickly zap back to my smartphone. And what I'm going to do, yes, I haven't shared, right?
No, I'm just sharing the responses we've got. So we've got over 70 responses already. So
wow,
yeah,
that's
a lot
awesome.
of Samsungs, Oppos, Huawei's, Itels, and a few iPhones as well. But yeah, a lot of, I see it's a Samsung gathering that we've got here.
That means we've got good students. They've got a good quality phone there, since I'm using it too. Here's a good question. Can I scan a QR code on my phone screen while using my phone?
So
yes,
I think it depends on the phone that you're using. I just tested it with, took a photo of the screen actually. So if you go and edit the photo, then it actually allows you to click on the link. Vanille, I'd say you're also a big yes.
Yeah, but it's one of those questions that I've always wondered, because if someone sends you a screenshot of a QR code, can you use that? At least I can say this for both devices that I'm using, the Samsung and the iPhone, that you are able to do that. So you just tap on hold on it, and it should pick up the QR code.
All right, super. So it's just something you have to sort of go play around with, fiddle with, and then get it right, guys. So there we go. It is possible. Just have to try it out with the device you've got and see how it works on that device. Sorry. Okay, so that was a good question now. How do I know what model of phone do I have? Okay, because sometimes, let's be honest, we're going to forget at some point in our lives. So how do I actually do this? So I'm just going to go back one step. I'm going to go back to my settings. Go all the way down to the bottom. So there's two things I want to show you here. Software update is very important. Download and install the latest version. Remember we said right in the beginning yesterday, make sure your device is up to date for security reasons, that it will just function better. So this is where you can see the software update is sitting. Then the next one is right at the bottom. Okay, you won't probably have developer options depending if you are developing using your phone, so you might not see that one, so you can ignore it. But about phone is the one I want to focus on. This one now will actually tell me my cell number, a great place to share it, the Galaxy, what model is it, the serial number, oh my gosh, a whole bunch of information there as well. So yeah, so there we go. So that's how you can actually see that information right there, very easy to do. And there's a whole bunch of other information in there as well, in case you ever need it to get a new replacement for, let's say, a battery. That's where you can actually find it over there. So yes, guys, so that's really all the technical things that we wanted to show you. It took us about 2 hours, but I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of the stuff. I hope you've learned lots of new things. Maybe just post in the chat for us. What was the most interesting thing that you've learned today that you didn't know about? Post it in the chat for us from all the technical things that we've showed you today. Just one item that you can say, definitely, this is something I didn't know and I'm definitely going to use it. So please post in the chat.
David, can I just add?
Yes, go for it, Manila.
Yes, the importance of also knowing the device model, the software that you're running, is because companies, and I'm talking about software vendors, your WhatsApp, whenever they create these softwares and apps, they do have a specification with regards to the software or the operating system that is or that are being supported. So you will find that for software updates, when you buy a smartphone, I know with Samsung, you get 3 years of software updates, right? So you'll find that in future, your smartphone still works, but then the issue is that when trying to download a certain application, they will tell you that the operating system is no longer supported. So it's worth making sure that you do have the latest, and so that you'll be able to get the applications whenever they are being updated and so on. So yeah, thanks for that, David. Back to you.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Benelli. That is so important, guys. Very, very important information there. And now you can see why it's so important that you make sure your phone's up to date, that you understand what hardware you've got as well. All right, just to wrap up, guys, because we're almost done for today's session, the technical stuff, I'm glad you guys have enjoyed it so much. I see quite a few messages are popping in all over the show. Really, really important. So today we really looked at customizing your device, having a look at seeing what is available on your device. How can I make it even better for myself? We looked at a lot of different apps, how to install. We did the MyUnisa app, so we should you guys know how to do that, how to download. It was easy enough. We also looked at the browser, how to delete the cookies, how to close the tabs. So now you must remember these things for your exam. Hey, close everything, keep it as minimal as possible. Go to your device care, check how your device is behaving so that you can make sure it's working beautifully. If you are using a laptop for your exam and you're relying on Wi-Fi or the fiber connection you have, please make sure you know how to hotspot. So in case it just happens that it goes down, that you can easily use your cell phone to do that. Tomorrow, of course, we are going to be showing you the Office 365 app, and we're going to delve into that. Plus, tomorrow we are also going to be running a competition as well. We've got some really cool gifts that we're going to be giving away. So guys, you have to attend tomorrow if you want to stand in chance of winning some of those prizes. So that's some good news that I can just share with you. Just a big thank you for all those guys that have been staying with us for the last 2 days. So we're going to come up with some sort of competition, Benella, Richard and myself, and then we'll see who those winners. So we're going to announce the winners tomorrow as well. That's what I'm saying. So in real time, we'll be running that competition. Hopefully you guys can see the importance of mobile learning. I know we've shared again a lot of information with you. We do have the course site available that you can please go access. Why do we want to study? Well, look, this is why we're doing this course, guys, because we realize students need to use their smartphones because that's the device you've got available to you. Yes, there are different ways to engage students, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this workshops that we're putting together for you. As I said, next year we're going to be traveling and seeing you guys face to face, which is even going to be more fun. We know there are challenges. We know there are challenges with devices, and that's why we really wanted to do the troubleshooting with you guys, to show you these technical things, to say, check this out, do it this way. Have a look at your device. How's it performing? What's missing? What can we change? So it's really important, but your attitude is also very important. The fact that you're here today, you've been here yesterday, you're here today, hopefully you'll be here tomorrow. It means you want to learn, you want to grow. And what you've been showed here today is gold dust, guys. It can really make a huge difference to your studies. So yes, just to remind you guys, basically from our survey, most of you guys know it's Android or iOS. We did show you also how now you can check your device to see the model, the make, and what build number it is as well. Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to do this immediately, but don't forget, go and do on the course site, make sure you completed all the activities for each unit so that the next unit will open for you. So, yep, I'm not going to bug you now by doing this right away, but I think it's quite important. So now I'm just going to hand over to Richard, and he's going to basically just show you some of the navigation with the Adolf site. We kind of covered it yesterday and today again, but it's just important for you to see how it all fits in with your browser that you're using. If there's any things there, I think it's pretty straightforward. And then he's going to talk to you guys about, okay, don't worry about these exercises, the 2 courses that I was referring to earlier. The basic skills for my modules, I think this one now might be a little bit too late because you guys have been doing all your studies already, but maybe just work through that when you've got some time during December and go check that you know everything about the platform. There's nothing there that you didn't know that, oh, this can actually help me. But then very importantly, Richard's just going to briefly show you guys the basic skills for online exams, which we're going to be tackling now at 12 o'clock. So come join us there. just to see what resources are available for you so that you can make sure that you're ready for your exams next week, including those practice exams that I also showed you earlier. So I'm going to hand over to Richard, and then we'll come back for this poll that I bypassed. Over to you, Richard.
Okay, thank you, David. I'm just going to share my screen. I'm going to show you from a perspective of your phone, because the navigation is usually a bit different. So you'll notice it works quite a lot like my modules. So if you've been using my modules on your phone already, then you will be able to access or navigate this platform also at the same way, basically. Just a quick note while I was thinking about it, we did cover the UNISA app. Just remember when you're doing your exams, not all the exam sites are usually loaded. So still always test, make sure that you can access my modules on your browser, even though you're using the app, because the My Exams, you will also need to navigate through to in the browser. Yeah, then just to quickly to the ADOVH site, I did post a link. I'm posting it now again. So you can click on it. Remember, this is where we have all our open courses. And then also this is a UNISA platform, so you can log in and you select actually that you are a UNISA student, but it's also open. So if you're not a UNISA student, you can actually create a new account. So if you're just interested in UNISA aspects or some of the material we have on here. But if you're a UNISA student, you just click on yes, and you sign in with your My Life email address, same as you do with my modules. Now to navigate, it will usually take you first to your courses. So this is the courses that you're already enrolled for. So it is quite, it will list everything that you have enrolled for in the past. But if you want to enroll for new courses, you just simply click on the navigation at the top. You go to home, and then this will list a lot of courses. So we highlight some of the courses at the top with banners, but you can also scroll through, and there's a lot of courses that you can actually join. That and all of them you enroll for, by yourself. So you, if we look at the ones that's currently being highlighted, we've got the tech. Yeah, that we've run a series about 3 weeks ago, I think. It was the first series that we ran, specifically focusing more on female students, but it's open to everybody. So if you want to learn about technology as a woman who wants to get to learn a bit more, and also in the future have opportunities, because we get a lot of how can I say, opportunities for things that you can join, for instance, Microsoft certified courses that you can do for free, and various other with our collaborations in the tech industry. So please have a look at this one, join the community, and you will be notified then in the future of any new series that we run or opportunities that's available. Currently, we're working with the mobile learning masterclass, so that's that one. But I really want to highlight this one, the basic skills for online exams. I'm just going to open it up a little bit here from the bottom one, so I don't go to a new page. Now, this basic skills for online exams, I saw a lot of exam questions. Remember, at 12 o'clock, we do have a blast session, but the blast sessions are more for Q&A for people that already actually attended the workshops. But all the material that we cover in the workshops are available on here. So you'll notice there's an orientation section, how to navigate the My Exams portal, assessment types, proctoring tools. This is the big one. That's why I will rather open up this one just to show you exactly what's in here. So here we actually cover, uploading my module's profile photo. What proctoring tool will my module use? This is where you can type in your module code and see exactly what proctoring tool you will use, because then you can know which of these are you actually going to be focusing on. So for instance, if you're doing Invigilator app, you can open up the Invigilator app section, read all about the instructions, how to get the app, get started with it. And at the bottom, we've got the link to the mock exam. So very importantly, do this as soon as possible before your examinations. Then also, if I go back to the main page, So you can just click on the links at the top to browse back, or use the back button on your phone as well. And then we've also got various other sections as well, specifically for the mock exam, at a webinar recording. So I'm actually just uploading now the latest one that we did. So it's also available. And I'll also put, I see a lot of you prefer to have it downloaded. So I'll add a link there to download it as well. So you can have that recording on your device. So this is the formal webinars where we go step by step through everything. But there's also downloadable guides. And then also, again, some of the most important, what proctoring tool will you use, some additional information on podcasts that will assist you with your assessment skills. And then as always, the chat with Lawazi, where you can also ask any questions regarding exams. So if you scroll down as well, if you very new to UNISA, one of the first one you should really start with is the basic skills in using my modules on my UNISA. And this one basically tackles how you do assignments, scanning in, uploading, all the basic questions that you need to function with my UNISA, my modules. But since you are all probably already close to your exams, you're probably familiar with the course content already. So yes, as you can see, this platform is very easy to browse. Always use the main menu to go to the main pages. And then within the site, you can use the slugs. That's that links there at the top to navigate between various pages. So slug is this one basically here at the top. So if you click on site, for instance, it will take you back to the previous page. So make use of these resources, become part of the community of the, we basically broaden your skills. And yeah, we'll definitely see you then in future sessions as well. As we mentioned, the last session will now actually happen at 12 o'clock, but the recordings for exams, if you still have questions, will be available on there. But please go and do those mock exams and do it on the devices that you will be using for the day of the exam. And the reason why I'm saying that is when you do the mock exams, say you're actually going to be writing from your company computer, test it on your company computer. Make sure you can access my exams on your company computer, that the proctoring tool, for instance, Moodle proctoring, is actually working, especially also with the iris invigilation, because a lot of times some companies, they bring in policies, firewall policies that might actually block certain aspects. So that's why it's important to make sure everything is working on the device that you will be using on the day. So you might be testing it on your personal laptop, but then you go in for the day to your work, and then suddenly you run into problems. So just make sure of that. But yes, this is an overview of the courses and how to navigate the platform. As before, you know, if you want to edit your profile, you can do it from the top as well. And then also very importantly is forums. I just want to highlight this quickly. If I go to home, let's go to our masterclass that we're working with currently. Now, if we go, for instance, to a set orientation section, and you go to the forum activity. Now, a lot of times when you, how can I say, do a forum activity, make sure that you do not subscribe to these ones specifically. So we have now disabled subscriptions. So you should not see it anymore. But remember, you can unsubscribe. So if you get a lot of emails from a specific forum, you can actually unsubscribe it. What I also suggest you do is if you go to your profile, our preferences, you can go here to forum preferences. So here you can select how you receive notifications from the site. So I usually suggest, you know, complete daily email with full posts. So we can even do the subjects as well. But this just makes sure you don't get spammed with a lot of forum activities, that you only get one email a day with forums that you are participating in with all the information. So yes, yeah, just my one tip. So remember, you can go to preferences and then select forum preferences, just specifically if you do get a lot of emails from the forums from this platform. But otherwise, we usually set it up so that you do not get subscribed to the forums, so you don't get spammed with a lot of emails. But yes, please go and participate in the activities. As you can see, you can do it from your phone or you can do it from your computer as well, whichever you prefer. And what I usually suggest is use both. Use the phone to read through the content, make sure that you cover all the lessons, and then use your laptop or desktop if you want to participate in the forums. Thank you, David.
All right, so there we have it, guys. So thanks, Richard, for sharing that, showing you how the navigation works. I think it must be a little bit easier now. I just see there's some questions and notes here in the chat. I just want to quickly respond. Yep, so with regards to training, I see a lot of students who are asking about training. When is training happening? So guys, it's very, very important that you check with your nearest campus. That's definitely one place you can get that type of information, because normally they have classes that run throughout the whole year. So definitely do that. And of course, check the online, check with Adolf when we do our online stuff as well. So yes, we do offer this type of training. I noticed there was also questions about why did we only do it this time of the year? Well, guys, this is a brand new course that we just started working on in July. That's when we started, actually. And because we are DED funded, so that's why we only start in July, but at least we've given you guys something. So now you can go spread the word to say, guys, this is really cool. Must join it next time you see it being advertised. We'd actually appreciate that as well. Okay, so Richard did show you guys the different platforms. So I just want to now quickly check with you before we wrap up today's session. Oh, I see I missed a risk meeting. That's wonderful. Jeepers, I've got too many things open now. I did post in the chat, guys. You'll see the message about the exam session. Okay, so there I did post it, so you guys can just click on this link and then you can scan in the code and you can quickly join us at 12 o'clock, which is coming up. Just a quick one before you go. Is it now easy to navigate the Adolf Learning Management System now that you've seen it and we've demonstrated it, and since yesterday you've been on it? So please just scan in the QR code again and quickly let us know if you are now comfortable managing or moving around our LMS system. I think it's quite user-friendly and I think it's quite important that you are able to do that, especially now with exams coming up. So just to remind everyone who might have joined late, 12 o'clock, there is a session for exams, but we've also shared with you the resources that you can work through. It includes recordings, it includes guides, it includes steps to follow. How do I check if my module is using a proctoring app or not? That's a good question. So we are covering that as well. So if you are available, join us at 12 o'clock. There might be some information that you actually get there that actually you might need to know. So in that way, you will definitely be ready for your exams coming up. And if you attend those sessions, guys, and you do those practice exams, you're definitely going to be able to write the exams. It will make life a lot easier. So hopefully everyone's managed to put in the navigation there, Richard. Hopefully they've all answered it as well. So just remember, guys, with regards... Yes.
I see there is still 7 that said it's not that easy. So hopefully, by the end of this course, you will have enough experience with navigating it that you will also say that it's easy, and you'll actually find navigating my modules and my exams will also be a lot easier. Thanks, David.
All right, super. Thanks, Richard. Much appreciated, guys. So yes, good stuff. So please go back, watch the video, and go on the website and you'll get more comfortable with it. And those skills, guys, well, exactly the same skills you're going to need for my UNISA as well and my exams. So these skills that you're learning is going to help you in all the different elements of what we need to do. So as I was saying, with your reflective journey journal as well, so please make sure you go do all those activities on the site, including this one. Go think about what you've learned today. Put it in there, because that is very important information that can really help us develop these courses to make it even more effective for you guys, the students. All right, for tomorrow, as I said, tomorrow we are tackling productivity tools and apps. We're going to really dive into Microsoft 365. I think a lot of people don't even know about that app, what you can do in that app. Banele has sort of touched on it, so tomorrow he's going to be showing us a lot of the information there. And then we'll also look at the web-based apps that you might have been accessing, and of course the Viva Learn, which is something that Microsoft has also rolled out. But as I did say, we are having a competition tomorrow. So if you have been attending, please do attend tomorrow. We're having a competition, we've got some cool prizes, and we will be announcing the winners during that session. So please do join us for that as well. So just to remind you guys, please do all the activities. There's a couple there for today. Quiz activity number 2, unit 2, is really going to cover some of the topics that we covered today in terms of the technical. So now you can let us know that you've actually grasped those things that we've showed you today. And I hope you've learned a lot from this session. Okay, just to do closing, guys, we're going to ask Mahlangu to quickly come and do the closing for us today. So the team can have a quick coffee break of exactly 5 seconds that we can then move over to the exam training that is going to be happening. So over to you, Lindiwe.
Good day, students. Thank you, David. After yesterday's session, I was thinking of upgrading my phone, but after today's session, my phone is not going anywhere. Once again, I would like to say thank you to our fantastic facilitator for the engaging and informative day 2 of the Learning Masterclass. Your dedication truly made today's session a success. I would also like to express our gratitude to the student for actively participating and sharing your knowledge on the chats. A special thank you to the team that is working behind the scene to answer all the questions posted on the chats. Your support, colleagues, is very invaluable. We are looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow for day 3 of the training. And lastly, and most importantly, don't forget my exam training plus session now at 12. Please log in and join the session. Thank you again. And once again, see you again tomorrow. Thank you, colleagues.
Thanks, Lindiwe. Bye, guys.
Cheers, bye.
Hope to see you at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah. Goodbye, colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. M.
Oh, let's quickly stop the streaming.